there. Well, gosh golly, it's great to see you again. In case anyone's wondering, I'm a little nervous because I had told myself that I would make this video like a week ago and I've been procrastinating. So, deep breaths, everyone. Let's just prepare. Welcome to The Julia Show, the place where I'm never entirely sure what is going to come out of my mouth. I'm your host, Julia. Feeling a little silly today. A little cray-cray. Cuckoo. Case in point. Okay, so there's been a lot of talk over the last 2 years, give or take, around where the world is going. Is this the dark night of the soul for the earth and we're gonna plummet into the, I don't even want to say it, of what is happening, what's going to be taken away, what we're going to be allowed to do in the world, or what's going to happen. All of these dark stories that I know a lot of us, some of us, many of us, have been getting caught up in. I feel like I'm very spitty right now. It's okay. Whew. The video that I wanted to make today is around where I am intending for my life to go. Because I know that I am the creator of my reality and that I can create heaven or hell in the blink of an eye, depending on my intention, what I am setting, what I want for myself, and what I want for the world. Where my energy goes is what I'm going to create, and my words are very powerful spells. So as much as there is this part of me that is afraid of the direction that the government, that society is pulling me towards, there is also this very strong creator within me and within you that has the ability to create anything that you want. So I want to share with you the vision that came through for me, gosh, it was probably around 6 or 7 years ago now. And I can't entirely remember if it was before or after my first ayahuasca ceremony, but I know it came through around that time because that is when I first started to understand more fully what it takes to heal, what emotional healing actually is, what we store in our bodies without even knowing it, what paradise can actually feel like, what love can actually feel like, and what heaven on earth can actually be when we let go of all of these stories of the life that we think we're living, where we think we're supposed to go, what is supposed to happen in our lives. And we just become centered with what we want. Now, the reason I feel so nervous about this video is because this is a very precious vision to me. And I know that when it comes to manifestation, it's very important that we choose to select who we express our visions to. I think this is coming out weird. That we choose wisely who we are expressing our visions to, because if they are not people who support our bigger vision, then it can hinder our belief in our ability to actually create it. But this vision for me is so strong within me that I know this is what I'm moving towards. I know in some way, shape, or form that this is what I am creating in this lifetime, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like it for me. But this is at the basis of everything that I do, all of the motivation for creating financial freedom for myself, creating a business for myself, serving people powerfully, doing the emotional healing, the emotional work on myself. That this is at the core of what I am moving towards, what I am creating with my life. And it's interesting to me, having had this vision 5-6 years ago so strongly, and yet the more I connect with other people, and especially after the last 2 years, there are so many other people that are moving towards the same thing, recognizing that this is in part where our society is actually moving towards. I mean, there's a bit of a split going on right now, but a lot of the people that I'm connecting with are moving towards creating this kind of dream, this kind of vision. So when this vision first came to me, it was a very clear download of wanting to own, or in some way take part in the ownership of or running of a retreat center. And this retreat center is in the mountains. It is fully off-grid, fully sustainable. It grows its own organic food. It has like a river nearby. There's a lake nearby, so it can get like solar power, water power. It is essentially a sanctuary. It is a paradise, a heaven on earth, where people come to experience this level of peace that they have not experienced before. It is a haven where people can come to heal themselves, connect with their soul, connect with God, connect with this paradise that is so far from the life that they have known, that it brings a new level of awareness into the body, a new level of calm, of peace, of stillness, grounding, security that you may not have actually known or felt before. It's interesting to me that this feeling first came to me through plant medicines, specifically in ceremony as well. It's not something that I just experienced, taking mushrooms and going for a walk in the woods. Like, it's not that level of security. But when I experienced it in this plant medicine ceremony, I then sought out other experiences of this through meditation, through yoga, through breath work, inner child work, just finding other ways to connect with my soul to replicate what that level of peace, that serenity, that security, what that actually was and what that felt like to me. Because it's not something that I had ever experienced in my day-to-day life. Going to work, going to school, hanging out with my friends. It was something so far removed from anything else I had ever experienced before that I thought, like, holy shit, how did I not know that this was possible? That this was actually a possibility for me to feel this at peace with myself. And so at that time, or around that time, the seed was planted that I was going to find a way to recreate this so that other people could experience this same level of healing, of peace, of oneness within themselves. Now, of course, as I had that dream, that vision come up, there were all of these counter beliefs of, who do you think you are? You can't own a retreat center. You can't run a retreat center. all of this doubt, this insecurity. And so I started learning more about emotional healing. I traveled the world to work at different retreat centers so I could see, what does it take to actually grow your own food, to learn about permaculture? What does it take to learn about sustainable energy? What does it take to actually run a retreat center? I started learning about crystals and organite and all of these different healing practices, or not even practices, but tools to assist in healing. And in this retreat center, I have this vision of like these different rooms that you can just go and bask in the energy of love, whether that's by being surrounded by these different crystals, or perhaps a certain vibration that resonates through sound to help balance any imbalances that are already in your body, bringing forth that harmony. And of course, so many of us know that this disharmony that exists within us because of these unprocessed emotions, because of the chemicals that we consume, the foods that we eat, this is what creates cancer in our body, the dis-ease in our body. And when I say that you can heal yourself through love, I'm not just saying like, oh, say an affirmation like I love myself and that's going to heal you. Yes, perhaps that's part of it. But it's really vibrating at the frequency of love, of God, to your greatest ability. By eating foods that are aligned with that, exercising, breathing in a way that's aligned with that. Your thoughts are aligned with that. All of these things are going to help you connect with that frequency of love, that frequency of God. Because to me, God isn't some dude sitting in the clouds. It's an energy. And it is in everything. It surrounds us. This energy I'm coming to understand, and is probably one of the biggest hesitations that I had to putting out this video. But connecting with this energy was at the root of every single challenging experience that I have had in my life. Whether it was the traumatic relationship or the abortion or the car accidents or like whatever these things were, these triggers and traumas that I experienced in my life, at the end of the day, they all brought me back to God. This completely loving energy that I had not known when I was younger, going to church and devoting myself to a religion. It only came to me after the fact, when I was willing to completely surrender, to be humble, and to just let go of my expectations, my control, and what I wanted to create. The more I was able to and am able to let go of me, what I am or what I think I am, the closer I actually feel to my source, to that all-loving energy that is around us. And there is nothing that I want more in this life than to create a space and create an opportunity for as many people as possible to feel this energy, to feel this energy, to connect fully with this energy. This energy was what helped heal me from my addictions, which I am still healing from. But it course corrected me, so to speak, to be more aligned with my path, to be more aligned with harmony within myself, with unity within myself, with learning to love my shadow as much as expressing my light. Because until I am willing to look at my darkness, then it is almost impossible for me to shine as brightly as I truly want to, as I am capable of doing in this light. Because there will always be that essence of wanting to hide, of not wanting to be seen, of not wanting to express myself. I always imagined this sanctuary to be a place that when people step on the ground, it's like this whoosh feeling of I'm home. That it just completely grounds people in themselves. To almost feel the heartbeat of Mother Earth. I have meditated for almost an hour at a time once, seeking this feeling of being connected with myself and my body, and still not finding it. And I now know that it is because of my unhealed pain, my unprocessed traumas, that made it harder for me to find that stillness within myself. I also know, and I do deeply trust, that it is possible for anyone to experience this. I have a dream that anyone who steps into this space, that comes to this sanctuary, will instantly feel this energy of community, of love, of unconditional love, of family, of being held, nurtured, protected, safe. That they are there to contribute just as much as they are to receive. That they trust that they are safe. My hope and my vision is that anyone that comes to this space would be so filled with this energy of love, this community, this unity, this ability to connect with themselves, connect with some kind of higher power, that they would feel so filled up, so resourced, that their desire would then be to take that energy and share it with someone else, to take it home with them and share it with someone else, so that they can spread that love that they have now experienced with other people in the world. Because I truly do believe that when we experience this love, that is our natural inclination to share it with others, to express it to others. Because love is not something that we just want to keep for ourselves. It's a gift that we naturally want to give to others, that we want to share with the world. There is this part of myself that doubts if I could ever actually create a land so peaceful that I could come up with the resources or that I could cultivate the energy within myself, this loving, nurturing energy within myself, so that I could manifest all of the pieces that would bring this into fruition. That doubt within myself, of course, I know is just here to test me. As I know that all of the challenges that have come up in my life since this vision came to me have been helping me grow, have been testing me. That these challenges that have shown up in my path ever since this vision has come to me are helping me develop myself into the person that I need to be so that I can actually lead this kind of space. That I can actually connect with that healing ability within myself to create that kind of community, that kind of family. That I am learning to love and nurture myself as I want to love and nurture others. And of course, it's challenging. Of course, there are days when I think to myself, like, what the F is going on in my life? This cannot possibly be bringing me towards this vision and this dream that I imagine for myself, for this planet. But something deep inside of me knows that that's exactly what I'm creating. That is exactly what I am moving towards. That I am learning to set boundaries, to speak up for myself, to express my needs and my emotions so I am not holding on to this heaviness, this stagnant energy that is pulling me further from the lightness that I want to feel in my life, that I want to radiate in this life. I want to feel so light, and I want to radiate with such love that people feel that just from being in my presence. That people feel lighter just from being in my presence. And we already know that this is possible. We already know that there are people in the world that have reached this state of lightness or enlightenment within themselves. That spontaneous healing happens around them. Either when they touch someone or when they eye gaze with someone, or just by being in their presence, that it is possible to feel that warmth in your own heart, that healing naturally takes place within you. Ever since I learned about different healing modalities, there was this strong sense within myself that this is what I wanted to create, that I wanted to become so healed, so self-actualized, or enlightened, if you will, that I, maybe not always, but almost always, have that feeling of peace, of love within me. That any situation that comes up, even though it may still initially trigger me, that I can almost instantly bring it back to that feeling of contentment, of oneness, of unity, of recognizing that this soul, this situation that is in front of me is showing up for me so that I can learn to love myself on a deeper level. That any pain, any trigger that I see or I experience is just showing up for me so that I can heal myself more. That I can love myself more. And that every judgment that I have of anyone else externally is just showing up for me to love me. And so when I ask myself on those darker days when I feel lost and confused and what is happening in the world and what am I doing, what am I creating, how am I helping this deeper mission of love, of unity, of connection? On those days when I feel like I'm a greater part of the problem more than I am the solution, I have to have compassion for myself and my journey and where I'm at, and recognize that this is just all a part of the plan. And have faith and know what I am creating with my thoughts, my words, my vibration, my ability to love so deeply myself and others. And to trust that absolutely anything is possible. Absolutely anything. And if I choose to buy into that narrative of fear, then I am only prolonging that which I know is inevitable, which is love, which is unity, which is God, because we all come from that source and we will all go back to that source. At least that's my belief. You're entitled to your own. And I respect you for that. My mission and my path and my journey here on this earth is to be a soldier of God. To do everything within my power to connect people with God. But I don't do that by making demands on other people or saying you have to do this, or that the only way that we're gonna come together is if you start to believe in God, or you start to believe in this, or you start to do this. No. The only way that I can fulfill my purpose of being that soldier, being that warrior of the light, is to look at the darkness within myself and learn to love it. To fully express that loving, godly, pleasurable energy within myself, that joy, that celebration that we came here to experience. That the only way that I can really create that in my reality is to live that in my own life. To live every day as a celebration, as a gift, as pleasurable, as joyful, as exciting, and to have gratitude. Thank you, God, thank you. To have gratitude each and every day for this creation that I am manifesting, that I am choosing to manifest. Because even though I may not be in control, I am still a conscious creator. And I have a choice of how I want to wake up every day and what I want to create. So that is my dream, my hope for you. And my hope for us as a society, as a collective, is to become more connected with this peaceful, loving, pleasurable, celebratory, excited energy within ourselves. so that we can create every single day from this space. And this message is a reminder for me just as much as it is a message to you, so that on my darker days, I can still come to that home within myself, that gratitude, that love, that thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Life is but a celebration if I choose to see it as such. And that is what I want to create in the world, and that is what I am moving towards every day, consciously. So my question to you now is, what would you like to create today? And when you wake up tomorrow morning, what is the energy that you want to bring into your day? What is the intention that you are bringing forth into your day? Decide right now and every day moving forward. Decide what you are doing with your life, what you are creating with your life. Because it can be absolutely anything. It can be heaven or it can be hell. But you get to decide. So, that is my vision, my message. And I would love for you to drop me a comment down below and let me know who out there is in my corner. Who are these tribe members, this community that has the same vision, the same hope for humanity, and is willing to step up in this mission, this energy of being this love and this light that we want to create in the world. Who are my people? I want to know. Reach out, drop me a line. I would love to connect. All right. That is my message for today. Thank you for giving me the space to express it, for listening. And I look forward to connecting with you again in another time, another dimension. Much peace and much love. Namaste.